Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
What were the hardest times that you had to go through in this whole business process?
Oh, I would say definitely that initial first, well, there were a bunch of hard times, but I'll just hit on a few of them. One was that initial 6 or 8 months of not knowing if the business was getting off the ground, living in a closet. It's no joke. The closet, there was a queen-size bed in there, so it wasn't too rough, but there was only room for a queen-size bed, if you know what I mean. So I'd literally slide the door open, go to sleep. It was very dark, and then I'd come out. So it was that window, and then the next window, interestingly enough, was about a year later. As the company was growing, we bought a CD distribution company, a company called CD Universe that was in Connecticut. And I physically moved from this support group and a bunch of UCLA friends that I lived with, all guys that were in my fraternity at UCLA. I moved from there and I moved to New Haven, Connecticut to basically help manage and grow the business out there, because really most of our business was out there at the time. That for me was very tough. It was tough, one, because we still weren't really making any money. So I got basically a converted attic in New Haven, which is where Yale is, in one of those old Victorians. It happened to be in the summer, so it was 105 or 106 degrees up there, even at 11 at night when I went to sleep. So I basically had to go to sleep, lay down like this, and just put a fan on me. Then I'd drive to work, and our business was in Wallingford, Connecticut, in an industrial park. And I had no friends out there at all, basically, just trying to meet people at the company as we were trying to build the business, and then literally just getting to the point where I'd go walk down to like a bar or a pizza place in New Haven, and I'd be the guy that's sitting up at the bar and starts talking to the bartender, and then the other person comes and I start talking to him. I was just massively out of any support group and had no friends, and it was pretty rough. It wasn't a short amount of time. It was 6 or 10 months of that. Then the business started doing better. I had a couple of friends started at Harvard Business School in Boston, so I'd go up there on the weekends. I started going to New York on the weekends. I kind of came out of it, but there was a couple patches in there where I was just saying to myself, I know this is awesome. I know it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get a chance to grow an internet business, but is it really worth being out here by myself and, you know, being kind of lonely, frankly? But it turned out to be the case. And I did think it was a very important growing experience for me personally, because I had kind of been in that fraternity environment at UCLA and then moved into a house with 5 or 6 other guys. There was always someone to do something with. And then very quickly thereafter, I'm, you know, walking down to a pizza place by myself every night. So I'd say that those were the two kind of roughest patches along the way.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.